Hi, I'm Graham,
And I'm Charlene.
and we wanted to walk you through some of the Grand River access points in the Waterloo region. So the first place that we're going to take a look at is in Inverhaugh at Wilson Flats, and that's off 8th line. And the access for this is really convenient. There's a big parking lot, and there's a big sign actually that shows the whole river and all the access points there. So paddling down from Wilson Flats, you're going to go under the covered bridge. That was an access point. It's crossing private land. We're not sure of the accessibility there.
There is private property signs and taping up. There is a little gap that you could go through, but best to respect the landowners there and keep paddling.
You will also go under the Peel Street Bridge in Winterburn, and this used to be an access point again, but there's private property on either side, so we're just not sure about accessibility, and we want to respect the landowners. Going from Wilson Flats down to Conestoga is a 14-kilometer paddle, and the access at Conestoga is off Golf Course Road, and it's access number 7. And there's a small parking lot for about 5 cars, but there's also street parking available. There's about a 70-meter portage down from the parking lot to the water, but there's easy access there. Continuing downstream to Kauffman Flats, which is off University Ave. This is at the Claude Dubrick Trailway. There's about a 20-meter portage down from the parking lot to the river. Very accessible, very easy access, really nice.
So the next section goes from Kaufman Flats to Kiwanis Park, Marsland Landing at Kiwanis. That's a 2-kilometer paddle down the river there. Kiwanis Park is a large park. There's a pool, dog park, lots of activity going on. There is a parking lot off Kiwanis Park Drive. If you access that, there's a parking lot right away. For canoe launching, you can actually drive right down into what feels like not a driving area, but along some gravel roads to Marsland Landing, and it's right by the river. So how far is that portage?
About 20 meters,
Yeah,
not very
20
far.
meters, not very far at all, and then you have access right there from that smaller parking lot.
Then paddling downstream from Kiwanis, it's another 5 kilometers down to Riverbend Park, and this is the Bridgeport access. It's off Riverbend Drive in Kitchener.
The parking lot is called the Economical Insurance Trailway.
And it's a good sized parking lot. There is about a 70-meter portage down. There are 2 options here. In lower water, it's good to stay on the upstream side of the little footbridge and put in there. If water level isn't an issue, it's sometimes nicer to go across the little footbridge and put in downstream. It's just easier access.
This is one of our favorite places to put in, so the stretch of canoeing from here on we really like.
Putting in at Riverbend, it's another 4.5 kilometers down to Victoria Street. So this parking lot is off Shirley Ave.
It's the J.A. Pollock Family Trailway at Stanley Park Optimus Natural Area.
If you're putting in here, if you take the path off the driveway to the left, you go between the 2 ponds, down to the end and upstream a little bit, and there's a little access point there for you. If you're paddling to this spot, I like to go down towards the bridge a little bit more. There is access a little bit closer to the bridge. It means you get a little bit more of a paddle, but no matter which way you go, it's about a 150-meter portage from the parking lot to the river. Paddling from Victoria Street down to Otterbein Park on Otterbein Drive, it's a 2.5-kilometer paddle. This parking lot is very nice. There's a long gravel driveway. You turn left into the parking lot, and access is about 20 meters from the river.
The parking lot doesn't show up on Google Maps, but it is just at the end of Otterbein Road. Some people know this place as Lackner Woods, Notchin Hill, Otterbein Park, the MR Good Family Trailway. So any of those names, that's where the parking lot is.
And paddling from Otterbein Park down to Walnut Trail is another 4 kilometers of river. And Walnut Trail is off Fairway. You'll drive down to the end. There's a parking lot on the left, but there's also street parking available and parking at the very end of the street near the river access. Now this is about a 40-meter portage from the road down to the river, but it's a nice paved path all the way down.
The next section of river from Walnut Trail to Schneider Park is another 4 kilometers. Schneider Park, the parking is off of King Street. There's a nice big parking lot there. The portage is very short, like 20 meters. There is also some overflow parking just to the right as you pull in if the parking lot is full. That's a really nice place to take out there and put in as well.
The next section down to Moyers Blair Landing is 11 kilometers, and if you're going here, you'll have to go around the Mannheim Weir. You'll go under Highway 8, around the Weir, and under the 401, under Fountain Street, and come up on Moyers Blair on your left. You access the Moyer Blair parking lot off Fountain Street. There's a big parking lot and a boat launch. So again, you don't have to carry your gear anywhere, no portage, just drop it right off by the river. Continuing down from Moyers Blair Landing, it's another 6.5 kilometers down to River Bluffs Park on George Street. Accessing River Bluffs Park, you'll turn into the parking lot, go under the train bridge, and keep going down the gravel road right to the end. There is an actual boat launch here, so you don't have to worry about portaging at all. You can go directly into the river. It's really nice. This area is part of the Canoeing Club of Cambridge, and they have bathrooms and a playground. It's a really nice park.
This is a great place to take out from. It's not as great to put in, just because the next section you will come up to the Park Hill Dam right after this part. So if you are wanting to canoe from here down further through Cambridge, Paris, Brantford, it's really better to just put in at one of the next access points. And there's 2 places you can take out. You can actually take out at River Bluffs or just a little bit further up there.
You can get out on the point on the right-hand side of the river, right before the dam. It is a little close. You'll paddle past the safety buoys, and then you can get out on a little point, down a flight of stairs, and under the bridge if the water's low enough.
Some people aren't as comfortable with that, so you can take out at River Bluffs. It's a longer portage, or close to the top of the dam.
The next access point is the Cambridge to Paris Rail Trail. The parking for that is on Water Street, just past the Petro-Canada. There's a nice parking lot. It usually gets really busy because of the rail trail, so you'll want to get there early. But there is a boat launch again, so you don't have to worry about portaging your gear at all. It's right into the river, and it is 9 kilometers from there down to Glen Morris, where there is a access on Forbes Street, and then from there it's another 10.5 kilometers to Paris at the Penman Dam.
And that is pretty much the last access point in or near the Waterloo Region. So the Grand River then goes all the way to Lake Erie, and there are many different spots you can stop along there, but hopefully this has been helpful to get you through the section that's in the Waterloo Region. It is a gorgeous paddle that we enjoy doing often, so get out and enjoy the river.
Happy paddling!